Greetings everybody, Maik Wiedenbach here. We shall talk about intention and changing the intention to shift the exercises to a different muscle group, okay? So that sounds complicated, but there's a lot of use to it, practical applications. And it's gonna show you how you can like, change a grip or stance or so and then work different parts of the muscle within that same exercise, okay? So just to grab your attention, I start with chest so people actually pay attention. So, you know, there's the regular chest fly, right? Needless to say, like, we don't have a pec deck yet, it's coming. But what you can do is by just moving the rib cage, so let's say you're pushing forward a little bit, and then you would be working more towards the lower fibers. And by the same token, you could also lean forward and while holding the shoulders back, and you would be working a tad more on the high fibers. You could also play with the hands, right? So you could have a parallel motion, and then you could come down here and work more on the lower fibers. So all the same exercises, right? The same, let's say the push-up, right? Like, first of all, bodybuilding push-ups are not marine push-ups. You're not like just hammering up and down. You're thinking like, what do I want to do? So for the pecs, right, I would want to have an inward intention where I do something like this, because my pecs do this, you know? But now, being a thinking bodybuilder, I'm like, I want to do triceps. So I wouldn't do the diamond grip, as the Marines tell you. You're kind of here, and you be just going by the body, sort of mimicking a close grip or California press. Needless to say, there would never be lockout, because now my elbows work, whereas here my triceps work. Then a good exercise for that principle is also, let me see how I stand here with that cable, the bent over row. So there's basically two ways to do it. I can say I want to train my lats, in which case I have a grip about here, and I have my hands trying to do this. Okay, this will flex my lats. So I have this inward intention, and with that intention, I work my lats mainly. If I say, more in the mid-back, then I would have an outward intention and put it a little bit more toward the sternum as opposed to into the abdomen. I could also say, change the line of pull a little bit, so like so. This way, I'm working mainly in the mid-range of the lats, of the rowing motion. So obviously, if I'm all the way parallel, I can get the full stretch. Here I cannot. But let's say I get a couple clean reps, and then I go up higher to get a couple reps where I'm stronger, I could maximize my set. Deadlifts, okay? Again, there's two ways. I could say, I want to do glutes and hams. So now I'm shifting my butt backwards, and I go down as a byproduct. There'd be one. I could also say, what I really want to do is lower back work. Then I would kind of stay over my hips and I'd focus more on the upper body motion, and my glutes wouldn't travel back all that much. And then I could also play with squats, right? So I'm squatting. I want to do more, shall we say, quads. So I'd be sitting kind of on the hips, have the legs travel forward a little more. Again, I wouldn't lock out because this is hard, whereas this is easy. Or I could say, more in the market for glutes. I would sit back more and come till about here. So the main motion would be from the glutes, right? Could also do this on the leg press. So let's say, working on my sweep, in for out for in, right? So I'm standing in, it's like so, but I'm working for out. And then if I say inner thigh glute is my business, I would be more like so. Again, same exercise, different focus. I could even do more of a hamstring-based thing where I push inwards slightly on the way up and leg go back. By the way, that would also work for lunges, right? So let's say you're lunging, there's also a choice, quads versus glutes. So you could be upright, would be more on the quads, or you fall forward a little bit, and then you're working your glutes. Again, think what you want to do, what's your target, and that's what you're going to do. Yeah, lat pull down. Good idea. So, again, I'm doing this, I'm trying to activate my lats, or I pull apart and I work more on the mid-back. So again, tilted inward. By the way, we're getting really cool grips on Monday, so stay tuned. Just booked to FedEx. What about underhanded falling back? Well, that's more of a row. You can do that. Just be aware that you're not getting full range of motion. So as a finishing move, great. As a sole move, I'm not a fan. Just not. Now watch this. This is the most antiquated seated row lat pull down setup in North America. Do you see that switch? It's like really got to get a new one. But you know, we're a startup gym, so you know, we do the best we can. Seated rows. That's why I did that monster switch. So first of all, this is not working, okay? Sitting tall, and again, it's your choice, intention. So my intention can be outward, it would be mid-back, or I'm pushing straight back, which then would be more on the lats, okay? Neither one is right or wrong, it's just what do you want to do? Shoulders, yes, shoulders. So shoulders, the shoulder press, right, is often too tricep focused. So a little bit, it's pinched, it's very tricep heavy. So you could do the Aaron's press where you're driving it out and then engaging the tris more as you fatigue, right? So start out like so. I can only give tips, guys. What you do with the information is up to you. I just give tips. And then like so, okay? Biceps, I mean, obviously you can't switch. You cannot train inner head versus outer head. It's not really. However, you could be more like in a stretch position, training the lower end, and then pushing back for mid-range. So that would work. And then lastly, even though we touched upon this, is rear delt flies. So you could go just really strict, but you could also shorten the motion and just get more engagement from the rhomboids and teres major while keeping fatiguing the rear delts. So as you can see, like before doing any exercise, always think, what do I want to do with this exercise right now? So, you know, let's say push-ups. Is it chest or is it tris? And then work from there. You know, so don't be a follower, don't be a lemming. Use your head, follow my tips, subscribe, like, comment, send me money, whatever it takes. And you guys have a great weekend. Mike out.